Hello YouTube, Forever Endeavors family. So I'm doing a channel update. It's been a while since I posted. We've just been tied up, but we're selling our house, that our first family home, and we've been getting it ready for sale, doing work and stuff, and it's ready and it's on the market, and we've actually we're 2 weeks away from closing. So been working on that, and haven't really had time to do anything else, and there's been other things going on too. But I'm picking the Denali engine back up this weekend and working on it, getting it finished, final cleaning the block and stuff like that. I got the pistons and rods clean. That was a process, but yeah. So found that the cam bearings had some little more wear on them than I thought. When I pulled the cam, it's not unheard of on LS, but it was down to the brass, and not the end of the world. Those things run like that. I've seen several of them be that way, but anyway, so I got the tool to put the cam bearings in. And I'm gonna do cam bearings in the block. I've never done them before with the tool and everything like that, but we're gonna do cam bearings in the block and clean the block up real good. And I got some, I'm kind of holding out for the house to sell, if I'm being honest, because then we can do a few little, part of me is like, you know, I kind of want to keep it as fuel efficient as possible also, but the other part of me wants to hot rod it because I just can't seem to leave anything alone. But should dig back into it this weekend. And this park right here has always been such an asset to us living here. We used to do 4th of July parties here for the whole neighborhood and have big barbecues and stuff. We had a lot of fun with this extra little park that's here, and we always kind of considered it our yard, you know. It was just nice to have. But just wanted to give an update because I haven't really posted in such a long time, and I was feeling like I just neglected the channel. But we have been just going non-stop for the last month and a half, really. This is my service van now. I did some work to it, and we've had it since we were doing foster care, and that season ended in foster care, and we still had the van, so it just made sense. My van got tired. It was still running okay, but a friend of mine needed a vehicle, a work van, so, and I needed work done in this house, so I gave him the van, and he did some work here for me. And he did a great job helping me with the drywall and stuff like that. So now we're converting this over to a service van, but getting ready to do some road trips and stuff when the house sells. So the channel's going to be doing, you know, some new stuff coming to the channel. But I'll take you guys along for the ride if you're so inclined, and we will. You guys are welcome to come along for the ride, and we'll see what the next season holds. It's definitely getting interesting. We a lot more opportunity to help and do stuff and just be a blessing. So we're praying about what that looks like exactly, and I'll include a couple things that I did. I dismantled the heads. I pulled the valves out, and you know, springs, retainers, locks, all that, so I could clean and change the valve stem seals. And kind of found a cool way to do that without having to buy any tools or anything. Use what I had already. So that was neat. So I'll put that piece of video in. I'll include that in here, and then show the cam bearings and stuff. But yeah, this is our old neighborhood that we raised our son in. It's a great neighborhood, and we're only a few miles away now. But yeah, we're gonna sell this place, and yeah, dismantled the heads. I got the pistons and rods cleaned. I picked out the best 2 pistons and rods out of the used set that I bought, the LQ4 matching set that was the same as the originals that I had in the. We're basically putting it back like it was, just with, you know, but fully, you know, new bearings, new cam bearings, rod and main bearings, oil pump. I want to say I'm going to do a cam. We'll see. I'm going to get the bottom in, you know, the rod, I can't even talk. Get the crank and the rod assemblies in there. I found the best 2 rod and pistons out of the other set, and I weighed them and matched the weight. They matched the parts that I had in the motor originally. They were within a few grams, so they're going to work just fine. And I measured the big end on the rods, and they were exactly the same as the ones that were in the engine. I measured the piston skirt and the piston width, and they were exactly the same also, well within factory specs. They measured at 3.999, I believe. So that's and I think it said 3.999 to 3.998 is where they should land. So all of them were 3.999, and no scuffing or anything like that was of any significance. So, but yeah, I'm gonna get that put together. And we took my son to Busch Gardens this weekend, so that was fun. He was 15, and he's only really been to Disney World roller coasters and stuff, and he loves roller coasters, so we had some fun riding roller coasters and stuff there. And they're a little more rowdy than what I remember. You know, I got on some of them with him, and man, didn't think too much of it when I got in line, and then got on there, and pretty rowdy. But we lived through it, so it was fun. And we got to get back on the drift trike and stuff like that. Everything's been on hold for the house sale, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. But I think we're going to close on it in about 2 weeks. So anyway, I'm rambling, but just want to give a quick update. Didn't want to just look at, I mean, it was just, I haven't posted nothing in really a while. I'm kind of I always feel like if I can't put out good quality content, don't put out anything. But at the same time, you don't want to just leave the channel stagnant for months on end. But anyway, everything's moving forward. It's the same as it was. Yeah, we're gonna have some more opportunities to do some stuff, and we're still trying to decide on a couple adventures that we haven't even talked about at all on the channel that could be pretty interesting, or will be if we go that route. It'll definitely be an adventure for sure. So we'll see. If I don't want to talk about it yet unless it transpires, but it's looking like it could possibly transpire. So anyway, we'll share as we move forward. Thank you for everyone that is subscribed and has been watching and following our little channel. It's just a small little humble channel right now, but we're having fun. So you guys take care, and we'll talk to you on the next video. Got the driver's side head loose. About to pull it. Want to catch it on camera just in case we saw something. It was unexpected, but I think we're going to be straightforwards on it. Usually when a rod's bent, the piston will be cocked a little bit in the bore, so we probably will see a little bit of that. Here we go. Yeah. Looks like the valves are okay at first glance.
Probably going to get a spring compressor and put new valve seals in myself. So yeah, piston's cocked in the bore. See where it had all the fuel, kind of cleaned itself off. But see the left, and then see how it's really tight on the right side, on the rear of the engine there. That's where that rod's bent, and normally you're going to be even in the bore like these right here. So alright, we'll get it out of there and make sure the cylinder's good. I don't see any issues with the cylinder, and I didn't think there would be. So I think we're going to be in good shape to rebuild it or freshen it up. I don't know if you want to call it a rebuild, just rings and bearings, but most people call it a rebuild, so we'll call it a rebuild, I reckon. But cylinder's in tremendously good shape. You can still see the factory cross hatch and stuff. Yeah, the old engine was in really good. There's zero ridge. I mean, nothing. Little tiny bit there, but that's not metal. It's, yeah, there's nothing there. I just noticed this. I turned it over by hand to push all the lifters up into the retainers, and this is top dead center for this cylinder, and that's as high as it'll go. So I pulled the cap off of the bent rod, and bearing looks good. It's got normal wear for the amount of miles it's got. Slide this out of the cylinder. My only concern at this point is if there's any damage to the cylinder. I couldn't see any. Get the rod and piston out of the way, and then we'll be able to know something for sure. Oh my goodness. This rod's way more bent than I expected it to be. Cylinder survived, so we're in good shape. Yeah, definitely took a hit on top. It's worse than I thought even. That's substantial, buddy. So, top bearing. Top bearing doesn't look too bad, you know. Definitely took a lot of pressure right there in the center. But obviously we're going to change that. But yeah, she's bent. She's got some English to her, man. All right. Piston survived. It was making contact with the crank. I don't even see where it was hitting the, oh, okay, right here. Yeah, counterweight of the crank was hitting here. This was the knock. This was the knock I was hearing. So, all right. Man, that is. All right. That's it, man. We're gonna fix this baby. Crank journal looks like freaking mint. You know? She's mint. We're gonna put it back together. Put it back together and get our roll on. That's what I'm saying. Making a mess up in this joint, boy. Oh yeah, it was even. The counterweight was shortened the rod up so much. We de-stroked it. A little de-strokage action, you know what I mean? Right on. Alright, I don't mind it as long as that's limited to there. And I'll roll it over and inspect the cylinder a little better, but it feels good, you know. Feels good, feels good. Alright. Homemade valve spring compressor. M8 stud, 4-inch M8 stud, washers, a wing nut, and a pickling fork. Ball joint removable pickling fork. A little magnet. You know what? That's how you compress it, right? You get a better shot of that. Use your magnet to get your retainers. That's it. Gotta do the valve guides while you're in here. You don't want to rebuild an engine, start it, and then 6 months later start getting a puff of smoke when you start it. That'd be pretty bad. A little pile of parts we got. The milling oil pump and the C6 injectors. I've always used this Ultra Slick assembly lube, and it's always done well in all my motors. Not that I've done a ton of motors, but the few engines I put together, it's been good. Got the billet aluminum oil gallery plug. Replace the factory plastic one. I've always had good luck with Cloy's timing products. I've ran them in my Oldsmobiles for years, and they just seem to never stretch. Well, Hastings Molly rings, Clevitt tri-metal bearings. I still need to get the main bearings, and then cam bearings. So we need gaskets, main bearings. I may use the original main bearings. They look like brand new, so we'll see. They're looking really good. So, and then I cleaned the old pistons. That was a project, but soaked them in gas, scrubbed them down, cleaned them, used a broken ring to clean the ring grooves, and they came out real good. So the rods look good. This is the cam bearing tool in here. You'll see more of that whenever we do the cam bearings. I really didn't want to do the video like this. It's been so long since I put anything out. I wanted to get something out there, so I just made this short video an update. But yeah, I wanted to get more thorough into the engine build and have that be part of this video. But it's just been a long time, and I still can't do anything with it for another till the end of the week anyway. So putting this out as an update, so you guys don't think I forgot about you or quit the channel or whatever. But anyway, so there's a few more parts down here that I got because I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to move forwards initially. I still want to do cam and lifters. The factory one's fine, and we may just put it in there, but I like to put one with a little more lift to it. And I got Gen 4 rods that were like brand spanking new, but let me see if I can dig one out. I initially found these Gen 4 rods, and they had been redone and never used. They're like brand new. I was just going to run them you got to go through a balancing procedure, and they're full floating pins, so I couldn't use the original pistons, and it got into a thing where, you know, it was just unnecessary for this engine. This engine really doesn't need to be on stock for what we're doing with it at this time. So, and we are going to do some more LS builds, I believe, for my race car in the future. Maybe, we'll see. Been running a big block Oldsmobile forever, but I haven't done a whole lot of racing with it in the last 10 years. But I'm gonna run what I got for now. It's a healthy 455 Olds in my race car, but we may be switching to LS at some point. But anyway, just wanted to get an update out there. So you guys take care, and we'll see you when we get more into this engine. Y'all take care.